Beam down coordinates selected.
May the lawgiver's spirit smile on you. I am Chancellor Larak. Welcome to Phrygia.
Thank you for letting us beam down. I'm Commander William Riker of the Starship Enterprise.
Except for Aramut, we have not had outworld visitors since the lawgiver brought us here. I have thousands of questions to ask, but I will do it at another time. How can I help you, Commander Riker?
What are these pyramids?
The pyramids are relics of an ancient race called the Chodak. They were here long before we arrived from Garrod. Each sect adapted a pyramid to serve as a transporter to their temple.
We've heard of the Chodak, but it's rare to find evidence of their presence in this section of the galaxy.
Oh yes, the Chodak Empire was vast indeed. Like the lawgiver before me, I have made extensive studies of their culture. I am actually considered something of an expert in the translation of Chodak runes.
We're looking for information about the fifth scroll your lawgiver brought here with him.
Why are you aliens interested in our scroll?
It may be the only way to prevent a civil war back on Garrod. Can you help us?
I am afraid not. I am only in charge of the civil government. That is a religious matter, so you must ask the leaders of the sects for help.
It's only been 1,000 years since the lawgiver left Garrod. Has your religion had such serious splits in so short a time?
Sadly, yes. Even before the lawgiver's death, his disciples began to disagree over the way his writings should be interpreted. They each made a copy of the fifth scroll that emphasized their own particular biases over all the others.
That must have been confusing.
It was worse than that. The lawgiver became disgusted with them and hid his original manuscript, vowing that no one would find it until the sects learned to cooperate.
From the way you're talking, I guess they never have.
An accurate appraisal. The lawgiver said he left the keys to the scroll's location with each of the sects. But so far, after centuries of feuding, all the sects have done is formalize their competition into the Declaratory.
The Declaratory?
Yes, a series of philosophical contests the sects hold every decade. The winner has the right to collect some prize from the loser.
Well, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
I must return to my other duties now, but I will monitor your progress as my schedule permits. May the spirit of the lawgiver guide your steps.
May the lawgiver's spirit grant you wisdom. I am Arch Rashan Natchel, Chief Assistant to His Exalted Prominence Elant of the Seekers. Chancellor Larak told me to expect you. How may I be of service?
I'm Commander Riker of the Federation Starship Enterprise. Why is your group called the Seekers?
Our founder, Baranam, believed that the path to enlightenment lies in searching for the truth. We are humble in our ignorance. Only the truth will free our souls.
What is this place?
It has many names. It is usually called the Hall of Triumph, but recently some have called it the Path of No Return.
Why is this normally called the Hall of Triumph?
Our sect has been understandably successful in the declaratory contest. This is where we keep the prizes we have won, safe in our vault.
When did this start being called the Path of No Return?
More than a month ago, our leader Elant vanished through the Door of Enlightenment. He has not returned.
What is this Door of Enlightenment you mentioned?
At the end of this path is a door no one has ever opened. No one before Elant, that is.
Why hasn't anyone opened this door before?
There is a gatekeeper who jealously guards the doorway. He asks a series of questions when anyone tries to pass it. And if the person does not answer all the questions appropriately, the gatekeeper will not let him pass.
What is the gatekeeper like?
It is a very advanced device with strange, almost telepathic powers. Some say it is holdover Chodak technology, and others say the lawgiver had something to do with it.
Lovely temple you have here.
Thank you. It pleases us.
Can you help us find the original fifth scroll?
I can let you see the true copy made by Baranam, our sect's founder.
What kind of questions does the gatekeeper ask?
They are very complex and philosophical. The gatekeeper is quite unpredictable.
Isn't it possible that the original fifth scroll might be hidden on the other side of the Door of Enlightenment?
I suppose so. But why should we risk our safety when we have the true copy of the scroll anyway?
Thank you for your time.
The leaders of the various sects may have information that could give us clues to the fifth scroll's location. I suggest we learn as much from them as possible.
We should try to get as much information as we can from the sect leaders.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Come no closer. I am the gatekeeper of the Door of Enlightenment. You must answer my questions appropriately to determine whether you are wise enough to proceed. Those who answer inappropriately will be punished if they attempt to pass.
Ask me your questions.
How does a person reach enlightenment?
I don't know.
You are saying you have no knowledge of that which cannot be known. What is the central principle of the fifth scroll?
Everybody seems to have a different interpretation. I'm not sure what to believe.
Knowing what not to believe often eliminates confusion. How can the sects be made to cooperate?
I have no idea. That would take a better diplomat than me.
You appreciate the complexities of the situation. Who are you?
Everyone plays so many roles in life. It is impossible to label them.
You understand the fundamental paradox of existence. To know that you know nothing is the beginning of enlightenment. Your answers prove that you are ready to admit this. You may pass through the door.
Somebody's trapped in there. This is a stasis field with a living being trapped inside.
This stasis field stops the effects of time on
The controls still work. The tricorder can't read it. It must be a very obscure language. This is a
May the spirit of the lawgiver strengthen you. Have you had much success in your search?
We found Elant, but he was trapped inside some sort of stasis field. Have you ever encountered anything like that?
Thank the lawgiver you found him. I was worried about my old friend. No, I have not heard of such a field, but it is probably Chodak in origin. We still find many Chodak devices here, and they are often operational, even after all these years.
Can you help us free Elant?
Without knowing how to operate the device, I have no way to assist you.
There was a control panel with a sign near it. We couldn't translate the writing.
The lawgiver made a great study of the ruins and developed a Chodak Garidian translator. I will upload it into your tricorder. Perhaps it will help you save Elant.
Thank you very much. This may be an enormous help.
Elant is my friend. I do hope you can free him. But if you will please excuse me now, I have a planet to govern.
That was something I wasn't expecting. It worked. We now have detailed instructions on how to operate the control panel. The controls still work. The controls still work.
By the lawgiver's wisdom, what is happening here?
I'm Commander William Riker of the Starship Enterprise, representing the United Federation of Planets. We're visiting Phrygia by permission of Chancellor Larac. I presume you are Elant, exalted prominence of the Seekers.
I am indeed. This is all most peculiar, but according to my studies, the lawgiver expected us to have off-world visitors this year, so I should not be so surprised.
Are you feeling all right?
Thank you for your concern. I am feeling a little dizzy, but I think it will pass.
How could the lawgiver foretell our coming in this particular year?
He was a prophet. Prophets are supposed to foretell things.
What is this place?
I scarcely know myself. I only came through that door a few minutes ago, and I've not had much chance to look around. I suspect this is a room built by the Chodak, the original inhabitants of this world. Their ruins are all around us.
I know it seems like you were here only a few minutes, but it was much longer. You've been trapped in a stasis field. Time actually stopped for you.
I see. It was a rather disorienting experience.
Do you remember what happened?
When I entered the room, I saw a pair of talismans sitting on that rock. I climbed down to get them, but as soon as I touched them, alarms sounded and I just lost consciousness. Then you were here when I awoke.
You've been in stasis over a month from what your assistant Natural told us.
Natural? That devious Dromifex is probably plotting some way to take over my position. I must return to the temple as quickly as possible. How can I thank you for rescuing me from that stasis field?
Thank you for your generosity, but a reward isn't necessary.
The customs of my sect compel me to show my gratitude. Here are the talismans I picked up, as well as the key to our vault, which holds the trophies we have won in the declaratory over the years. You may take up to 3 items to help you in your mission.
Thank you. We'll try to use your gift wisely.
Please excuse me. The effects of the stasis field have worn me out. I will rest here a while and then return to my temple. I'm sure I must have been missed.